Hi, welcome back to my channel, and this is a sound off on SWV and Xscape, the Queens of R&B. Okay, so the episode opens up with Tamika meeting Latasha at the studio. They tired of beefing. They want to be sisters again. So she's heading over there so that they could have a little heart-to-heart. Of course, that husband is there, rubbing his hands together like he's Birdman. Latasha, you married you a whole demon, girl. And you don't even seem to know it. Anyways, Tamika walks in, and the way that she ignored her brother-in-law was everything to me. It was, I'm petty just like that. I don't see you. I don't hear you saying anything to me. He was like, hey, Meek. She didn't even see him. And that's what he deserves. That is what his wickedness deserves. Anyways, Latasha and Tamika, I don't really feel like they hashed it out. They kind of put a band-aid on their situation because they're just tired of fighting. And we all know that that's not going to last very long. It was a temporary fix because she misses her sister. Now, I was touched by them hugging. You could really see that Tamika, she really loves her sister. She really loves her sister. The way that she was hugging her, like the way that she laid her head onto her sister is really sad. All this extraness that has taken place, it's not right. So I'm just gonna skip over the dance scene because there really was nothing there to see. They picking out dancers because I guess the show is actually going to happen. Yeah. So the SWV ladies are meeting up for lunch. And Taj is like, yo, we need to talk about things because pretty much the ladies of Xscape don't think that we're relevant, okay? We don't have the followers. We don't got, shows and stuff like that. So they don't feel like we're on the same level. And see, Coco, she already knew that. Because Coco been giving attitude now for a while. She already knew what was up. I think it's really finally hitting Taj that, like, okay, it's not just Candy that feels that way. Everybody feels like Xscape is more relevant and SWV ain't on their level. Lily is telling Taj, like, I hope you let Tamika know that Candy and Tiny's ass is for her to kiss, not ours. And I was like, yeah. I done already told y'all how I felt about this whole situation. Do I think that they should close with Week? Yeah. Is it that big of a deal? Not really. But we're not going to play Week. Like, Week was not bigger than everybody's catalog combined. Like, Week was a huge song. It's starting to feel as though the ladies of Xscape are trying to retell the story, rewrite the story. Like, I think both groups are amazing. I love SWV, I love Xscape, but I'm not going to sit here and tell lies. SWV was the much larger group. It had more of an impact. They had more commercial appeal. They had more crossover appeal. They had more commercial success. It is what it is. My thing is this here. If Candy and Tiny feel like their social media presence and them being on reality TV the last how many years is a factor, then SWV can bring up their streams as a factor. They can bring up how many units they sold, how many records they sold, how many singles they sold. Like, if you can bring it up, they can bring that up. At the end of the day, you guys are both singing songs from the 90s. You cannot say you're more relevant because of reality TV. Reality TV and social media are great tools. Nobody is saying that that's not that's not an accomplishment. It is, but it's not holding up. The argument is flawed. The people that are coming to you guys' show are people who love R&B music. If you guys were singing songs that were present day songs, I think we would all let you have that. But you're not. Everybody is singing a song from 1998 and before. If reality TV guaranteed you guys doing better because you can reach more people like Tiny says, then why haven't you guys done better? You guys all have new material. That's not what are selling the concert tickets. Your old 90s hits are selling the tickets. Nobody is going to an Xscape show because they want to hear the music from Xscape 3. Maybe a few people. But the majority of the people want to hear the hits from the 90s. The argument is just silly. It's stupid because none of you guys are singing your current songs. Nobody is going to the show for your current songs. They're all going, everybody is showing up for the 90s hits. So ain't nobody more relevant. How about that? Anyways, back at Tiny's house, she's spending the day with her daughters, Zanique and Eris. And pretty much she's going over how things have been happening, how they've been practicing, how Latasha did show up to one of the sound checks and she was in a pleasant mood that day and maybe things will be good. She's also saying in the confessional, like, we still got enough time for things to go wrong. And they were like, well, it's only a few weeks. And she said, and that's more than enough time for things to go wrong. Tiny funny without realizing she funny sometimes. Anyways, Tiny is talking to Zanique about the whole issue of them being more relevant than SWV. Zanique had to let her mama know, but SWV has more hits. And she was like, well, we put more asses in the seats. I want to believe that they're not just making this up, okay? I want to believe that they're not pulling this out of their ass. But I just don't. How do you measure that you guys are putting more asses in the seats? Like, is there a survey being conducted? Like, when you buy the ticket, is there a survey that says, which act are you here for? Because I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I don't like to leave my house unless, you know, I really have to be motivated to leave my house these days, okay? I don't want to go to just everybody's concert. I'm not one of them girls that just likes to go to live shows. Certain people, absolutely. Like if Rihanna does a tour after she has baby number 2, I want to be there, okay? I want to be there. But I'm not running to everybody's show, okay? So when you purchase a ticket where there's like 7 acts, is there a survey that like, oh, who are you here for? I would like to know because I feel like they're pulling that out of their ass. I really do. We put more asses in the seat. Because if I was going to go to an R&B show like that where there's 7 different people in the lineup, I'm going to go because I'm going to see at least 2 or 3 acts that I like. This show that they did this last weekend, it was Xscape, 112, H-Town, Silk, Tamar, Monica, I think Tevin Campbell, Tyrese I think was supposed to be on there, but then he wasn't on there, so I don't know if that's the same show or it was another show, but that's 7 acts right there, right? I like all of those people. Like I know music by all of those people. Now, would I go if I only wanted to see 1 act? Probably not. You got to sit through all these different people's performances just to see. Like, I don't believe that. I really feel as though people see the flyers. They say, oh, Xscape gonna be there? Oh, okay. Tamar gonna be there? Monica gonna be there? Oh, I'm going. All these people in one spot. In my mind, that's how that works. I'm not going to no concert with 7 different acts and I only care about 1 act. Me, I ain't doing it. Maybe the rest of y'all are. I don't know. But I just don't understand. And is there a survey? I would like to know. So anyways, Coco is linking up with Candy and Steve to go over the set list for this show. And it's very much versus style. SWV get a shot. SWV does a song. Xscape does a song. SWV does 2 songs. Xscape does 2 songs. Like, it was going back and forth like that. And Coco ain't feeling the lineup. Coco is not feeling the lineup. She was like, no, we're not doing that song. We're doing another song. And before the episode even premiered, I remember people was on Twitter like, why is she acting like this? She being difficult. And it's just like, was she being difficult? She was being difficult a little bit, but I didn't really care that she was being difficult because she already feels disrespected. She feels like y'all disrespected her legacy, her artistry. And so, yeah, now she wants to be a bitch to y'all. That's how, I mean, it is what it is. Y'all disrespected that lady. The contracts are already signed. She's already having to do, you know, fulfill her obligations. So why am I going to be nice and pleasant to y'all when I feel like y'all are being disrespectful to me and flexing on me? Yeah, I'm gonna give you a hard time. This is what you wanted, huh? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I would be the same way. I'm so serious. I really would. Candy said in the confessionals, like, this is the real her. Yeah, this is the real her. But let's not forget that Coco led with love. All three ladies of SWV came in with love and mutual respect. And they feel slighted. They feel disrespected. They feel like you guys have taken shots at their relevancy. They are performing these songs 30 years later. People still have a demand for their artistry. So for you guys to say we're more relevant because we were doing shows on these major networks or whatever the case may be, yeah, I would feel a way too. I would give y'all a hard time too. My attitude would be stank. Yeah, I would have been a whole bitch to y'all. I would. Anyways, it's a new day and the ladies are all meeting up to discuss their outfits and what it's gonna look like. And Tiny and Candy are in the car together on their way. And she was like, they think it should be them. We think it should be us. And Tiny is just like, no. Tiny ain't having it. She's like, no. If they can't compromise, then it ain't gonna be no show. And I feel like that's how everybody's feeling at this moment. That's how I feel. And I ain't even in this. Because it's just like, really? This what we doing? So Taj, Coco, and Jalen are in the car together. And Jalen apparently is going to go back to school. Maybe. We don't know. But what we do know is he has released his one song. He did release his song because I saw that on TikTok. But can I just say that it really warms my heart to see Coco and Taj having all these one-on-one scenes, because if you watch the other show, you know that there was tension between them, and they've had tension between the two of them for a very long time. So the fact that they have worked out their issues and they're really operating like sisters, like she's leaning on Taj, like, girl, talk to my son, put some, you know what I mean? That's real love. When you trust someone to tell them, hey, please help me with my kid, talk to him, give him some words of wisdom, that's love. And it really makes me happy to know that sisters with voices are really being sisters. They on that grown woman shit, and I love that. I really do. So everyone is here at this fitting, I guess you would call it, and the designers want to know what everybody likes. What you like, what you like, what you looking for. And they work with Xscape, so they kind of already know their personal style, but they don't really know SWV style. And these outfits, it's not it. It's not it. And as they're going around, everybody saying what they like, Latasha says, I think in the confessional, like, oh, these outfits haven't really been working for me, so I got a separate stylist and it's suiting me just fine, right? Tamika, I love Tamika down. I love Tamika down, but I feel like it was really insensitive. You guys are just now making up. I think it was very insensitive for Tamika to keep calling her Diana Ross. Latasha has shown her ass. But if you guys are supposed to be having a truce, she kept poking at her. She kept poking at her, calling her Diana Ross. And it's like, you already did, like, this wasn't the time nor the place. It wasn't. You was out of line, Tamika, and I love you, but you was out of line. Anyways, Candy is like, okay, everybody's coming up with, outfit designs and ideas and all of that is nice. But the last time when we left off at y'all felt like y'all should close the show, we felt like we should close the show, ain't nobody changed their mind. Before we get too deep up in all these designs, before we get too deep in the clothes and the fashions and the designs, we need to figure that out because the music is priority. And she's right about that. But ain't nobody changed their mind. They feel it should be them. Y'all feel it should be y'all. Taj is like, look, Week is the stronger song. Y'all throwing in our face that y'all have social media followers, but we have more sales on the song Week than you guys have on Understanding. So if y'all can throw that out, we can throw that out. And it just becomes a mess because everybody feels like they're right and this person is wrong and they're going back and forth. And they show a flashback of Tamika and Taj also having the same argument. And Tamika's like, if I can accept that Tiny and Candy take precedence over me because they have more following, then you guys need to accept it too. Because we have more followers than all of y'all, or whatever she said. She said, what'd she say? She said, y'all don't even have 1 million together. I'm all here for riding for yours. Like, I'm here for that. Tamika is like, you're very proud that you're in a group with Candy and Tiny. great, but that don't mean nothing. That really doesn't mean that much. Like, that means something to you. What Candy, the money, the followers, all that stuff that Candy has, that is not a factor in anybody else's life besides her and her team. So yes, people can be impressed with it, but they don't got to accept that she takes more precedence over them. If you want to do that, you can. But you can't tell these grown-ass women who have established themselves and earned the respect of their peers in this here industry that they got to take a backseat to Candy and Tiny because they're more visible. I'm sorry, I think that's dumb. I think that's dumb. Like I said earlier, if followers are a factor, then sales should also be a factor. Streams should also be a factor. And that's just how I feel about it. If you guys are so relevant, then y'all should be touring with the more recent acts. Y'all shouldn't be touring with 90s artists. Artists who their hits were in the 90s. That shouldn't be who y'all are going on tour with. Y'all need to be touring with these new people, with the Scissors of the world, with Chloe and Haley and you know, them girls. Y'all need to be touring with the new girls. Y'all shouldn't be touring with the girls from the 90s. If you guys are so relevant. Like, I'm sorry, I don't agree with this. I don't believe this. I don't agree with this, not a little bit. I'm sorry, but to me, their argument is flawed. If being on reality TV shows and having all these followers make you more relevant and make you more successful, then why aren't you more successful and more relevant? Because Xscape 3 should have done really, really well. It didn't. Because you were in Xscape 3, Tiny. Should have done a lot better than it did. The solo stuff that you did should have done a lot better. The song you did with Shakana, that shit should have blown up. Because didn't y'all have a reality show at the time? Y'all should have blown up. No shade. T.I. I feel like T.I.'s albums, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I know for sure his albums that he did before reality TV outperformed the albums that he did while he was on reality TV. I'm sorry, their argument is flawed. I don't agree with what they're saying. But anyways, Lily ain't having it. Lily is like, this is for the birds, okay? If we wanted to be on that Hollywood shit, we could. Okay, we've definitely paid our dues. We could be on that Hollywood shit, but that's just not us. That's not how we move. And Coco was like, look, at the end of the day, all of this shit is getting on my nerves. It's getting on my nerves. And when I said I felt that nerves, I felt what she was saying. She was like, at the end of the day, y'all not finna make us seem like we ain't them girls when we know we are. Like, what's wrong with y'all? So y'all do y'all set, we'll do our set. We'll just do it separate. And so Tamika, I guess, feels away. And she was like, so the sisterhood goes out the window? It goes out the window. It went out the window the moment y'all started talking about who's more relevant and who has more followers. If working with each other wasn't going to be beneficial to both sides, then y'all should not have agreed to work with each other. But it's real sneaky for you guys to agree to do this and then get on the show and undermine them and say, oh, well, we're better than you because we have more followers and Candy and Tiny are on reality TV. I feel like that was mad disrespectful. It's embarrassing. And like all the extra stuff that's been going on social media is unnecessary. You got Tiny saying in the confessionals how, well, our outfits, we put more into our shows. We got LED screens from floor to bottom. From floor to bottom, Tiny? Like, she doing too much. We don't wear flats and overalls. Tiny. Y'all outfits don't be all that either. They don't. And I did not appreciate how production showed a cell phone footage of SWV performing and then showed Xscape performing at the BET Awards as if that was one of their shows. That was not their show. That was the BET stage. And if you're a real fan of SWV and Xscape, you would know that because you would have seen it when it aired back in 2017. Because I know I was watching. The moment I saw that, I was like, that was not one of the Xscape shows. That was the BET Awards. So I feel like that was very dishonest. Y'all tried to make it seem like Xscape was, they didn't do all of that. BET paid for that. Y'all tried it. I'm going to just say this. I did not appreciate I don't like how people are treating SWV. I really don't. I feel like in an industry that is extremely, extremely hard to be successful in, and extremely hard for women, and even more hard for Black women, For them to still be doing what they do 30 years in the game, they don't deserve that type of disrespect. They don't deserve to be told that you need to bow down to this person or that person because they have more followers and they have more money than you. I don't think that that's right. If their show is a smaller production, that does not make them less than you. If you're really a fan of music, then you know so many different artists, big name artists, have gone broke because they were trying to do too much on a tour. And then somewhere halfway down the line, they weren't able to pay everybody and shit goes left. Sometimes a big production isn't necessary. If SWV has decided, look, instead of taking on a headache of a tour every year or every couple of years, we're just going to get our bag by performing here, there, and there. Go to Africa one day, go to New Zealand the next day. That's how we're going to get our bag. If it works for them, it works for them. They don't have to put together a huge production if they don't need to. Because after Xscape pays dancers, the stage people, the graphics people, all the people that they got to pay, you probably making the same amount of money as SWV. Because I really thought it wasn't right for Kandi to tell people that, oh, we make 3 times, 4 times as much as SWV. By the time y'all done paying all the people that y'all got to pay, are y'all making 3 times and 4 times as much? I don't think you are. I really don't. Anyway, Lily gets up because she done got mad. It don't vex. She's sick of y'all shit. So she excuses herself because this is a lot of disrespect. Like, I understand that, you know, reality TV, drama sells and all of this stuff. But it really has irritated me as well, seeing all these people who don't even listen to R&B music, okay? Seeing some of these Housewives fans that don't even listen to R&B music disrespect SWV has really gotten under my skin. Like, I didn't even realize I cared this much, but it has pissed me off. You have people saying the most disrespectful shit to Lily especially. Talking about, oh, well, we don't even know what she sounds like. She a background singer. There are lots, if you really care about R&B music, you would have seen some. I mean, it's just dumb. It's dumb. It's so disrespectful. It really, really is. Well, all 4 members of Xscape can sing. All 3 members of SWV can sing. The music industry is fucked up. It's male dominated. It's been a lot of bullshit that these women have had to go through in the 30 years that they've been in this industry. When they first started off, producers and managers, they were in charge. They did what they wanted to do. It is not Lily and Tosh's fault that they wanted Coco to sing most of the songs. They wanted Coco's voice to shine, and they didn't get their shine. But they played their position, and they are legends. And to see these little stupid ass kids on Twitter disrespecting SWV, I really don't like it. I ain't never liked it when they disrespect Xscape. I never liked it when they disrespect Tiny. I don't like that they're disrespecting SWV because y'all probably don't even watch the shows. Somebody was saying something, I don't even care about Weak, but Understanding is my song. You're a liar. I like both songs. If you say that Weak is not that song, you are a liar. Your mother raised you to be dishonest because that's a whole ass lie. I just don't know how I feel about this. Like, I just don't like it. I thought this was women coming together. You know, this was supposed to be a celebration of women in the industry, and it's just been like, I'm better than you. Anyways, I'm just over it. Like, I remember when people were saying that SWV was too good to go against Xscape in the verses. And I didn't like when people were saying that. And I don't like that people are disrespecting SWV now and saying that they're not relevant and that we don't know what Taj and Lily sound like. I don't like none of this. This is not what it was supposed to be. Like, all of this, and we're not even going to get a season 2. Because at least if we were getting a season 2, it would be like, well, at least it, you know, it might be worth it. I just don't like seeing SWV be disrespected like that. When I say that their music, I am emotionally bound to their music. Like, when I hear their songs, I can't help but think of my childhood, okay? I can't help it. I think about being a little small child. I think about my parents and my cousins and my aunties. All these beautiful memories that I don't even remember come fluttering back to me when I hear the music. Like, I don't like that y'all are disrespecting these women. None of them. And for Xscape to know how hard it is in this industry for them to be throwing these shots, I think that's what's disappointing for me. Like, y'all know how hard, y'all have had it hard in this industry. And you have to know that they've had it hard. So for y'all to be taking these jabs and inciting the trolls, it's like, y'all don't understand why Coco and Lily, the Bronx is coming up out of them. Y'all don't understand that. Anyways, they wrap that scene on up. It's a new day. So the Xscape ladies are meeting up because they got some business to attend to. Candy opens the floor and she's like, look, Tamika received some information from a promoter that we've worked with before, and pretty much that husband with his raggedy ass has been getting kickbacks from Xscape shows. This don't surprise me. I remember Don Juan was on Twitter talking about we gonna drop a bomb on this episode. That didn't seem like no damn bomb. If y'all didn't think he was doing that, shame on y'all. Shame on y'all for not realizing that he was doing this. Because he gives every bit of this. This is his vibe. Like, the first day he came on this show, he gives me very much to someone who would do some shit like this. And then Latasha's like, let me see. Because Tamika opens up her little folder and she has receipts, okay? She dropped them receipts like, this is it. This is him communicating with the promoter, asking for 10K, asking for 20K. There's receipts, okay? Tamika has receipts. And Latasha's sitting there confused and dazed, and she don't understand 1 + 1 ain't adding to 2 in her brain because y'all believe this? See, the first thing that you say is, y'all believe this? Y'all think my husband would do this? Yes. We don't even know him. And yes, we think that, okay? But why is the first thing defense? Why is the first question like, let me see this? What are you talking about? Like, she looked so stupid. And it's like, there's no way Latasha didn't know this. Latasha knows this. Latasha, you not fooling me. We're not about to play that game. You know what your husband does. Your husband tells you to gather the girls up, rally the girls, get them to agree to do these things. You know your husband is Latasha, don't play in our face. You know what your husband been doing. You know. Like, her sitting up there looking confused and dazed. I cannot. That would have pissed me off. That would have pissed me off. Like, what do you mean? She's sitting there looking at it. So what's this? Those are text messages. So y'all believe these screenshots? Well, that's your husband's number. Latasha, you know your husband does this. And people like Latasha are very dangerous. Women like Latasha are very dangerous. Because it's one thing for you to decide to be with this man and say, okay, you know what? Being with this man, I'm going to have to take L's on a regular. It's okay. If that's what you want for your life, you have accepted that you will be taking L's by being connected to this man, more power to you. You do what you need to do for you, okay? Because that's your life. That's not everybody else's life. Your choice. You do what you want. When you feel you have the right to subject your husband's wayward ways onto other people in your life, that's a problem. Just because you married a demon doesn't mean the rest of the people have to suffer with you. You chose to marry him. Those need to be your L's. That don't need to be everybody else's L's. That is really, I'm sorry. I can't stand people like that. I cannot stand. You put a damn leash on your dog, okay? You want your dog to be acting wild and crazy and tearing up your house? That's your business. But he can't go around to everybody else's house and tell what they got going on. No. And that's what she does. She feels like that's why that's her relationship with Tamika. I don't think that Latasha wanted to steal from her sister, her pregnant sister. Your sister had 3 extra mouths to feed to your one child. She has 3. And you felt like you deserved to take her money from her. You were getting your own royalty checks. and you were getting the R&B Divas checks, and you still felt the need to steal the money from your sister. I don't think she really wanted to do that. I think her husband told her what to do and she does it. And it's fine when you're whatever your husband tells you to do, if that only affects the two of y'all, that's one thing. But when it affects your sister, your group member, people you do business with, that's a problem. That's a problem. And I know her mom loves her and mom's always going to cover their children, but to what cost? Like, you keep messing with everybody else's shit. I'm sorry, but Latasha, I was starting to feel for her. I just can't. I can't with Latasha. I really, really can't. I cannot. And then this gospel deal that she supposedly got, apparently, according to Tamika, that was a deal for the two of them to do a joint album. And they said they were going to do it for their grandmother. And then when Tamika said she wanted half, she said no. I couldn't deal. I could not deal. Your man sit up there and encourage you to steal from your sister and then to be robbing your group members. People like that, you should really be scared of. That you should really fear them. You should really fear them. I just don't know. Okay, so I saw the interview with Tasha K and Latasha's husband, and the man sound ridiculous. He sound like, we need to be worried. We need to all be praying for Latasha, because that man, he don't sound correct in his head. Nothing he said did I believe, okay? But I will say this. One of the side chicks said something about Kandi used to date him. Kandi came out and said that's not true. I didn't believe that for a second. I don't believe that him and Kandi ever dated, but I do feel like he's obsessed with Kandi. I was over on Scotty's channel. What's up to Scotty by Nature TV? And he posted an interview that Latasha did, I think sometime in like 2012, around the time of R&B Divas. And pretty much Rocky was saying all types of shit about Kandi. Pretty much everything that Tamika said about Kandi that she had to apologize for, Rocky also regurgitated those words, those exact words, and he added some taxes to it. He went in on Kandi. And it just looks like to me that the man is obsessed with Kandi. He is upset, okay? He is a grifter. He saw Latasha, he saw dollar signs. He attached himself to Latasha. He is really mad that he never got a chance to sink his claws into Kandi. That is where the obsession comes from. He chose the wrong group member. Because he thought Latasha was going to have the bank that Kandi has, and she does not. And he's so foolish, he doesn't realize that he is the reason why Latasha never became what she was supposed to become. You've been sabotaging her career ever since she met you. But anyways, that's really all I wanted to say about that. That man is a fool. He is a fool from fooling. Latasha, you a fool too. You not that old, girl. You can leave that man and find somebody else. That man don't mean you no good. But if you do leave him, Latasha, be smart about it. Because you can't trust him. Be very smart about it. Be very smart about it. Because you over there in an Ike and Tina situation. And you act like we can't see that. Talking about y'all in an open relationship. Girl, bye. If you was in an open relationship with this man, then don't ever sit up there and say, there are no babies, there's no side children. Girl, you don't know what that man have. He might have a whole wife in another land. You don't even know, girl. You don't even know. This is really bad. This is bad. This is really, really, really bad. Like, for you to be getting exposed the way that you are. Like, girl. Bravo, y'all a fool for not following this story. Because a lot of people are saying Latasha wouldn't come back for a season 2. She will come back for a season 2 because guess what? Her husband is going to tell her you going to go back for a season 2. She'll be back for a season 2. Y'all need to put a season 2 on this right here. Mona. Anyways, that's really all I had to say. Sorry that this video is coming to you all late. Things been happening. But hope you enjoyed my video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.